This evening, my quiet life feels as serene and splendid as a sunset over the Alps. At 58, after more than 30 years in front of a lectern, immersed in lesson plans and the bright eyes of students, I am officially retired. My small cottage, surrounded by a garden of hydrangeas I've tended myself, is my sanctuary. Life flows by peacefully, free of worry. My greatest joy is the nightly video calls with Amélie, my only daughter, and my chubby, cheerful grandson, Leo. She married and followed her husband to Paris to build a life over 5 years ago. Though I wished she weren't so far, seeing her happy with the man she loved was a comfort. Her husband, Bastien, is a talented young tech CEO. His family is wealthy, though somewhat complicated. Amélie loved him so deeply that I could only nod in agreement, hoping he would treat my daughter well. But my peace was shattered on a late spring afternoon. The weather had been unpredictable, with sudden showers leaving the air crisp and cool. I was in the garden when I heard the gate creak open. I looked up, surprised. It was Amélie. "Maman, I'm home," she said, her voice a hoarse whisper. I rushed to embrace her, but as I drew near, I froze. She looked utterly depleted. Her face, usually so full and rosy, was pale and gaunt, her eyes sunken with dark circles. Strangely, despite the mild weather, she wore a high-necked sweater, concealing her collarbones. She carried only a small travel bag. "Amélie, why didn't you tell me you were coming? Where is Bastien? Where is Leo?" I asked, my hand grasping her cold one. Amélie avoided my gaze. "My company gave me some sudden leave, so I came to visit. Bastien is busy with a new project, and I left Leo with his other grandmother." Her explanation seemed plausible, but a mother's intuition told me something was terribly wrong. Why visit so secretively? Why leave Leo with his paternal grandmother when she always insisted that only I or her mother-in-law could be trusted? I suppressed my doubts and led her inside, not wanting to add to her stress. I quickly prepared a bowl of hot chicken soup, her favorite. As I cooked, I chattered about Paris, Bastien's work, and little Leo, trying to create a warm, familiar atmosphere. But Amélie barely responded, her gaze lost somewhere outside the window. She ate only a few spoonfuls before putting her bowl down. Seeing her curled up on the sofa, her slender shoulders trembling, my heart ached. I knew a storm was raging behind that fragile facade, one she was trying to weather alone. That turtleneck sweater, I realized, was hiding more than just her skin. It was hiding a painful secret. That evening, I urged Amélie to take a warm bath. "Just leave your clothes," I said. "I'll wash them for you." She complied, too exhausted to argue. Once she was in the bathroom, I took her small bag to unpack. Inside were only a few sets of home clothes and simple toiletries, not what one packs for a holiday. I picked up the clothes she'd taken off. As I held the cream-colored turtleneck, I felt a faint warmth still clinging to it. Out of habit, I checked the pockets before putting it in the wash. As I turned it inside out, a small, dark stain near the collar caught my eye. I held it closer to the light. My heart stopped. It was an old, dried blood stain. My blood ran cold. A blood stain on a high-collared sweater. Her exhaustion, her secretive return, the scattered pieces suddenly clicked into a horrifying picture. Could it be? I tried to calm myself. It could have been an accident, but my mind was in turmoil. A while later, Amélie emerged from the bathroom wrapped in one of my silk robes. Seeing me sitting silently, she started. "Maman, you're still awake?" I looked directly into her eyes, my voice low. "Amélie, come sit with me. There was blood on your sweater. Where were you injured?" At the word blood, Amélie flinched. She looked down, wringing her hands. "It's nothing, Maman. I must have scraped myself in the kitchen." Her clumsy lie amplified my fear. "In the kitchen? You wear a turtleneck to cook?" "Amélie, look at me." I gently lifted her chin, forcing her to face me. Her eyes were red and brimming with tears, but she stubbornly looked away. I could bear it no longer. "Was it Bastien?" I asked, my voice cracking. "Did he hit you?" My question shattered the wall she had so carefully constructed. Amélie broke down, her body convulsing with long-suppressed sobs. She collapsed into my arms, her small frame shaking violently. I held her tight, my own tears streaming down my face. I needed no more answers. Her cries were the most painful confession. He hit me, she choked out. Maman, it hurts so much. My hand gently pulled down the collar of her robe. In the soft lamplight, a horrifying constellation of bruises, some new and purple, others fading to a sickly yellow, marred the pale skin of her neck and shoulders. Each mark was evidence of the crime committed by the man my daughter had loved with all her heart. Rage and sorrow constricted my chest, making it hard to breathe. I had been wrong, so terribly wrong, to let my daughter fall into the hands of a monster disguised as a man. After crying until she had no tears left, Amélie fell into an exhausted sleep in my arms. I gently carried her to bed, tucking her in. Seeing the tear tracks still visible on her sleeping face, my heart felt like it was being shredded. Sleep was impossible for me. The anger and resentment burned away my usual calm. A retired literature professor, I had spent my life with books and principles, never imagining I would confront such cruelty. I sat in the dark living room, my mind fixated on one thought. I had to call Bastien. I needed to hear it from his own mouth. My hand trembled as I dialed the familiar number. The phone rang, stretching my nerves to their limit. "Hello?" Bastien's voice came through, thick with sleep and annoyance. I took a breath to steady myself. "Bastien, it's me, Amélie's mother." "Oh, hello. It's late. Is something wrong?" His tone was flat, utterly unconcerned that his wife was not at home. The anger flared again. "You ask me if something is wrong? Amélie is here, with me. Do you have any idea why she had to run home?" There was a brief silence on the other end, then a soft sigh. His voice, when he spoke, was chillingly casual. "Ah, so she's with you. Good. I was going to call you in a few days." His nonchalance was unbearable. I practically screamed into the phone. "Bastien, what did you do to my daughter? Those bruises on her body, were they from you?" I expected him to deny it. Instead, he laughed, a cold, mocking laugh that pierced my ears. "Yes, I hit her." My mind went numb. He didn't just admit it, he flaunted it. "Why? Why would you do that?" I stammered, my throat tight. "Why? Because she doesn't know how to listen. A woman should know her place, should obey her husband. Didn't you teach your daughter that?" His voice turned sharp, condescending. She dared to talk back to me, to embarrass me. A few slaps or nothing. You animal," I hissed. Another laugh, more arrogant this time. "Go ahead and curse me. But remember, Amélie is still my wife. What's wrong with disciplining my own wife? What do you think you can do about it?" His final words struck me like a hammer. It was not just a confession, but a challenge. A brazen, cruel challenge from a man who believed himself above law and morality. He knew I was just an old teacher in a small town, with no power or influence. I hit her. "What are you going to do about it?" The words echoed in my mind. I hung up, my hand falling limp. The burning anger was replaced by a terrifying coldness. The initial shock and despair crystallized into a sharp, unyielding block of hatred. I understood everything now. With a man like Bastien, reason was useless. He cared for only one thing: himself, his reputation, and his career. Very well. If those were the things he valued most, I would destroy them. I would destroy them at any cost. The moonlight cast a cold silver streak across the floor. Bastien's challenge was not a spur-of-the-moment outburst. It was the calculated taunt of a man confident in his power. He believed money and status could conceal any sin, could silence justice. I looked out at my garden, at the hydrangeas blooming under the moon. I had spent my life cultivating beauty, both in this garden and in the souls of my students. I taught them about compassion through the verses of Victor Hugo, about integrity through the pages of Albert Camus. I always believed that good would triumph over evil. But tonight, that belief was shaken to its core. My daughter Amélie, was the most beautiful thing I had ever cultivated. I taught her to be kind, to love sincerely, and she had. She gave her pure heart to Bastien, only to receive brutality in return. No, I would not let this stand. In that moment, an iron resolve formed within me. I would not cry or cause a scene. That would only bring Amélie more shame and give that monster satisfaction. I would use my mind, my composure. Bastien looked down on me, seeing only a provincial old woman. He was wrong. He had no idea the extraordinary strength a mother's love can forge when pushed to the edge. I would not destroy him with violence. I would destroy what he worshipped, his reputation and his career. I would expose his false facade to the entire world. I would make him lose everything. This was no longer a private family matter. It was a war between justice and depravity. Amélie, I whispered to my sleeping daughter, rest now. Let Maman handle this. I promise, I will get justice for you. It was a silent vow, made in the quiet darkness, by a mother who had turned her pain into power. The gentle, retired Hélène was gone. In her place stood a mother ready to do anything to protect her child. In the following days, I focused on gathering information. I couldn't rely solely on Amélie's tearful accounts. I needed an objective, comprehensive view. I remembered an old colleague, Catherine, who had moved to Paris to be with her son. Her daughter ran a popular café in the first arrondissement, a place frequented by business professionals. I called her, feigning a casual chat. Life in Paris is so vibrant, isn't it? I said lightly. These young people are so impressive. My son-in-law, Bastien, is the same. CEO of a big tech company. The pressure must be immense. Catherine, always honest and a bit of a talker, took the bait. Oh, impressive, yes. But he has quite a reputation, my dear. My daughter says the young business crowd talks about him a lot. They say he's quite the womanizer, rarely seen with his wife and child. My heart clenched, but I kept my voice steady. Really? It's probably just gossip. With a beautiful wife and child at home, why would he be so foolish? Who can know a person's heart? She replied. My daughter even said he's often seen with his personal assistant, a very young, beautiful girl. And it's not just for work they're seen at private dinners, late-night movies. People are raising eyebrows. So, it wasn't just abuse, but betrayal too. The information, though just hearsay, confirmed my worst fears and gave me a specific target, the assistant. I knew my next step. Rumors weren't enough. I needed irrefutable proof. I needed a professional, a private investigator. The thought was unsettling, but necessary. I couldn't risk hiring a random agency online. Then I remembered Hugo, one of my more memorable former students. He wasn't a top student academically, but he was fiercely loyal and had a strong sense of justice. After school, I heard he'd become a police officer for a time, before opening his own private security and investigation firm. He was my safest and most trustworthy option. I found his number in an old, yellowed address book. My finger trembled as I dialed. A deep, calm voice answered, Hugo speaking. Hugo? It's Madame Hélène, your old literature teacher. There was a pause, then a voice filled with surprised delight. Madame Hélène, my goodness, is it really you? Are you well? His genuine respect warmed my heart. After a few pleasantries, I got to the point. Hugo, I'm calling because I need your help. It's a rather delicate matter. Of course, madame. His voice turned serious. Tell me what you need. You can trust me. I told him the story, omitting the details of the abuse, framing it as a case of suspected infidelity to help my daughter with her divorce. I gave him all the information I had on Bastien, including the rumors about his assistant. After listening silently, he said simply, Don't worry, madame. Leave it with me. I'll have someone on it immediately. Everything will be completely confidential. Over the next week, I waited anxiously, transferring a significant sum from my retirement savings to Hugo for his expenses. It was a necessary investment in my daughter's future. Finally, Hugo called. Madame, We have everything we need. I'm sending it to you via a secure courier." The next day, a small package arrived containing a USB drive. My hands shook as I plugged it into my computer. A series of crystal-clear photos and videos appeared. There was Bastien, hand in hand with his young assistant, kissing her in his car, entering a hotel together. The radiant smile on his face as he looked at her was a stark contrast to the irritable, domineering man Amélie had described. I felt sick. This was a systematic betrayal. He was living a double life, enjoying himself with his mistress, while his wife endured his fists at home. I saved copies of everything. The weapon was now in my hands. But photos of an affair weren't enough to destroy a man like Bastien. He could hire the best lawyers to twist the narrative, painting Amélie as a scornful wife. I couldn't fight him alone. I needed an alliance. I turned back to my old yearbooks, my true treasure chest. Throughout my career, I connected with my students, guiding them, believing in them. Now, it was time to call on that legacy. I needed a lawyer not just skilled but principled. I thought of Adrien, a small, quiet boy with thick glasses who was a brilliant debater, always siding with what was right. I'd heard he was now a partner at a respected firm in Paris. Next, I needed someone in the media. The power of public opinion is immense. I thought of Chloe, the former firebrand editor of the school newspaper, known for her sharp, persuasive writing. I knew she was now an editor for a major online news site covering business and society. Finally, my opponent was a tech CEO. I needed someone who understood his world. The name Nicholas came to mind, a lanky, awkward boy who was a computer prodigy. I knew he had become a highly sought-after cybersecurity expert. A lawyer, a journalist, and a cybersecurity expert. The perfect team. But would they help? Confronting a man like Bastien could bring trouble to their own careers. I hesitated. But the image of Amélie's bruised skin dispelled all doubt. I had no other choice. I picked up the phone and dialed the first number. Adrien, the lawyer. After confirming Amélie was asleep, I closed myself in my study. My hands trembled slightly as I dialed Adrien's number. After 4 rings, a composed, professional male voice answered. Adrien Leblanc. My throat went dry. Adrien? It is you? This is Madame Hélène from high school. The line went silent for a few seconds that felt like an eternity. Then the voice, no longer cold and professional, returned, full of shock and delight. Madame Hélène? From literature class? My God, is it really you? A genuine smile spread across my face for the first time in days. Yes, it's me, Adrien. It's been so long. I can't believe it's you. I'm so happy to hear from you. Is there something I can do? Yes, Adrien. I need your help. It's a very difficult matter concerning my daughter. His cheerful tone immediately shifted to one of seriousness. Of course, madame. Tell me, what is it? It's a long story, not for the phone. Could I possibly arrange a meeting? I will come to Paris. Without a moment's hesitation, Adrien replied, Absolutely, madame. Anytime. Just call me when you arrive and I will clear my schedule. Don't worry about a thing. Your problem is my problem now. His warmth and decisiveness moved me to tears. The quiet boy I remembered was now a reliable, confident man. One simple sentence, "Your problem is my problem," lit a powerful flame of hope within me. Buoyed by the call with Adrien, I found Chloe's contact information on a social media site. I knew the passionate, justice-seeking girl was still there. I started a video call. Her bright face and signature pixie cut appeared on the screen. "Madame Hélène," she exclaimed, "I was just thinking of you. I miss your garden's chamomile tea. Come visit any time, my dear." I smiled. "But listen, Chloe, I need your help. Something very serious has happened. I need your pen, but more than that, I need your courage and integrity." Her smile faded, replaced by a look of concern. "Tell me, madame, what is it?" I told her everything about Amélie, emphasizing that her husband was a powerful CEO and that exposing him would be dangerous. Chloe listened intently, her brow furrowed. When I finished, her eyes burned with the same fire I remembered from her school days, a hatred of injustice. "Madame," she said, her voice firm. "You were the one who taught me that a pen can be a weapon. It can be used to paint a rosy picture, or it can be used to expose the darkness. I chose the second path, and I have never regretted it. I will not stand by and let this happen to Amélie. You are not alone. I am with you until the end." Finally, there was Nicholas, the most difficult to reach. He was intensely private. I had only an old email address for him. I sent a brief message, not expecting much. "Nicholas, it's Madame Hélène. I am in a great deal of trouble involving technology and need an expert I can trust. You are the first person I thought of." A day passed with no reply. Then, late that night, my phone rang with an unknown number. "Madame Hélène? This is Nicholas. I just saw your email." His voice was just as I remembered it. Direct, no frills. I told him Bastien's name and company. There was a pause on the line, and I could hear the clatter of a keyboard. A few moments later, he spoke. "I know him. His company's app collects user data. Let me check for vulnerabilities. Companies like this are often sloppy with security and have shady financial practices. This could be his weak point. Can you help me, Nicholas?" "Yes. Give me some time." "You're meeting with the lawyer and the journalist in Paris, correct? Give me the time and place. I'll be there." My army was assembled. A sharp lawyer, a brave journalist, and a brilliant cybersecurity expert. That night, for the first time since Amélie's return, I slept peacefully. The meeting was set for a small, private cafe in a quiet alley. Adrien arrived first, a confident man now, but with the same kind eyes behind his glasses. Chloe came next, vibrant and energetic. Nicholas was last, in a hoodie, looking like a university student. He just nodded at everyone, sat down, and opened his laptop. I laid the USB drive on the table. "This is the first piece of evidence." Then I told them the entire story, holding nothing back: the abuse, Bastien's arrogant phone call, everything. When I finished, the cafe seemed to fall silent. Adrien spoke first, his voice sharp. "Madame, this evidence of the affair is enough for a divorce and to win custody. But to completely ruin him as you wish, we need more. His confession over the phone is a critical weakness, but since it wasn't recorded, it's inadmissible in court. The abuse will be hard to prove without medical reports or witness testimony." Chloe clenched her fist. "We have to expose him." "But Adrien is right. We can't be rash. If we accuse him of abuse without solid proof, he could sue us for slander. We have to attack him where he least expects it." As they spoke, Nicholas, who had been typing silently, turned his laptop towards us. "His company's app has over 5 million users," he said flatly. "I've found proof they are secretly collecting and selling personal data to third parties. This is a serious legal violation. Furthermore, their financial reports show irregularities, signs of money laundering through fake advertising contracts." Nicholas's information was a breakthrough. "That's it," Chloe whispered. "That's the first shot. We don't attack his personal life yet. We start with the empire he's so proud of." A plan began to form. Adrien laid it out. Phase 1. Destabilize the foundation. Nicholas, you leak the technical evidence. Chloe, you use your contacts to get anonymous analysis pieces published on tech forums. Create doubt. Chloe nodded. "I can do that. Starting with technical questions won't look like a personal vendetta." After that, Nicholas added, "I can execute a small cyber attack, take down their homepage for a few hours, and leave a warning message about user data. That will get the mainstream press involved." "Excellent," Adrien continued. "Once public attention is on the company, we move to phase 2, attack his reputation. Chloe, that's when you can start accidentally leaking the affair photos. Not clear shots, just enough for the online community to speculate and name him. The pressure from partners and investors will be immense." "And the final blow?" I asked. Adrien looked at me, his gaze firm. "The final blow must come from him. Madame, when his career is crumbling and his reputation is threatened, his violent, uncontrolled nature will surface. He will surely come for you and Amélie to vent his rage. And this time, we must have proof." The plan was audacious and terrifyingly precise. My students were no longer just helping me. They were fighting for justice alongside me. The real war had just begun. Back in Annecy, I tried to maintain a normal routine so Amelie wouldn't suspect anything. The plan unfolded exactly as we'd designed. Nicholas leaked the technical data to anonymous tech bloggers. An article appeared on a cybersecurity forum titled, "Company Wise App, a convenience for you or a goldmine for them." The post went viral. Days later, another anonymous article on a business blog questioned the company's opaque investments and inflated advertising contracts, hinting at money laundering. The two-pronged attack created a media firestorm. Bastien's company issued denials, blaming competitors, but it was too late. Then Nicholas delivered the third blow. At midnight, the company's homepage was replaced by a black screen with a single line of white text. "Your data is not safe. Protect yourselves." It was only up for 30 minutes, but thousands of screenshots were taken and shared. The story exploded. Mainstream news outlets could no longer ignore it. Bastien's name was now synonymous with scandal. With his business under siege, Chloe moved to phase 2. She chose photos taken from a distance, one showing the backs of Bastien and his assistant at a resort, another showing his distinctive expensive watch as he sat in a car with her. She posted them on a popular gossip forum with a cryptic caption, "Big tech CEO's scandal isn't just professional. His personal life is an even bigger mess. Recognize that watch?" The internet erupted. Online sleuths immediately matched the watch and suit to photos of Bastien at public events. They found the assistant's social media profile and compared her to the woman in the photos. Overnight, Bastien became a public pariah. I saw Amélie the next morning, staring blankly at her phone. I knew she'd seen the news. "Maman," she whispered, her eyes red. "Why does everyone know? I feel so ashamed." I held her close. The person who should be ashamed is the one who committed the sin, not the victim. As his world crumbled, the first to act was a major investment firm from Singapore. Citing concerns over transparency and corporate culture, they announced they were freezing all further investment. This was a devastating signal to the market. A major telecommunications partner followed, pulling their promotion of his app. With his distribution channels cut off and tens of thousands of users deleting the app, the company's revenue plummeted. Bastien was spiraling. He became paranoid and erratic, lashing out at his staff. The image of the calm, sophisticated CEO was replaced by that of an unhinged tyrant. Adrian called me. "Madame, the plan is working better than we could have hoped. He is destroying himself. Phase 3 is approaching. When a beast is cornered, it will do the most desperate things. You and Amélie must be extremely careful. Be ready." The final blow came from his own board of directors. They cared only about money, and Bastien was now destroying their wealth. In an emergency meeting, they voted unanimously to oust him. That afternoon, the company announced that Bastien had resigned for personal reasons. He had been thrown out of the empire he built. As I read the news, a chilling fear replaced my sense of victory. He had lost everything. A man with nothing left to lose is the most dangerous man of all. I sent a short message to Adrian. "We are ready." The explosion came sooner than I expected. The next day, a sports car screeched to a halt outside my gate. It was Bastien. Stinking of alcohol, his clothes disheveled, he kicked furiously at the gate. "Hélène! Amélie! Get out here, you bitches!" Amélie pallid, clinging to me. "Maman, I'm scared." My mind was strangely calm. This was the moment we had prepared for. "Amélie, don't be afraid," I whispered. "Go to your room, lock the door, and do not come out no matter what happens." As I spoke, my trembling hand turned on my phone's video recorder, positioning it in my jacket pocket with the lens peeking out. Enraged by our silence, Bastien rammed his body against the old wooden gate until it splintered open. He staggered into the house, his eyes wild. "You two, you dared to ruin me? My career? I gave you everything, and this is how you repay me?" He lunged towards me, but I stumbled back. He turned his rage on the room, smashing a vase of hydrangeas against the wall, overturning tables, the sound of shattering glass filling the air. Through the chaos, I could hear Amélie's muffled sobs from upstairs. Bastien, breathing heavily, turned back to me with a savage grin. You see? This is just the beginning. I have nothing left. But you two, you still have a lot to lose. And Leo, you think I'll let you keep him? I will sue you, I will take him, and I will make sure you never see him again. I will destroy your daughter's life so she can never recover. Every vile threat was captured by my phone. I had to get more. In a trembling voice, I pleaded, Bastien, why are you doing this? Amélie did nothing wrong. She loved you. He laughed maniacally. Her biggest crime was being stupid and disobedient. I told her to be quiet, to know her place. Hitting her was my right. I was teaching my wife. It's you, you old witch. You're the one who failed to teach her. Suddenly, a voice rang out from the top of the stairs. Get out! Get out of my house! It was Amélie. She stood there, no longer trembling with fear, but with rage. Her eyes, though red, blazed with defiance. Bastien was stunned. Well, well. The little mouse finally found her voice. Come down here and talk to your husband. You are not my husband anymore, she screamed. A cruel, violent monster like you deserves nothing. You ruined my life, and now you want to ruin my mother's? Get out before I call the police. The words the police seemed to penetrate his drunken haze. He knew that would be disastrous for him. He glared at us, his finger pointing. Fine, fine, you two stick together, but just you wait. I won't let you live in peace. With that, he stumbled out, slamming the gate behind him. The moment he was gone, Amélie collapsed, sobbing. But this time, they were tears of release, of rebellion. I rushed to her side. You did well, my love. You were so brave. Then, I took out my phone and stopped the recording. My hands still shook, but my heart beat with the rhythm of victory. I had it all, his confession, his threats, his rampage. This was the final, fatal bullet. I immediately sent the file to Adrien with a simple message. Adrien, it's time. Adrien called back minutes later, his voice a mixture of professional tension and personal outrage. Madame, I've heard it all. Are you and Amélie all right? We're fine, I said, my voice still shaky. What now? Now. We finish him. Adrien's voice was like steel. With this recording, the photos, and the evidence of the affair, I will file for an emergency restraining order first thing tomorrow morning. The court will have no choice but to grant it. He will be legally barred from coming within 100 meters of you. If he violates it, he'll be arrested immediately. The order came through by noon the next day. Seeing the official court seal, I wept with relief. Justice had finally spoken. But that was not the end. Adrien sent the court order to Chloe. That evening, her news outlet published an exclusive, in-depth exposé under her real name. The headline was short but devastating. The true face of CEO Bastien. It was a complete indictment. It laid out the data-selling scandal, the financial fraud, the affair with clear, unredacted photos, and, most damningly, it included transcribed excerpts from the audio recording of his rampage. The article concluded with an image of the emergency restraining order, the final confirmation of his violent nature. The story created an unprecedented shockwave. Within a night, Bastien went from a disgraced CEO to a public villain. The societal condemnation was absolute. His downfall was complete. He had lost his career, his honor, his relationships, and now, his very humanity in the eyes of the world. The divorce was swift and uncontested. Bastien didn't even appear in court. Amélie received full custody of Leo and a reasonable child support settlement. She wanted nothing more from him, determined to start her life over on her own terms. The day we went to Paris to bring Leo home was bright and sunny. Seeing his mother and grandmother, the little boy burst into tears and ran into Amélie's arms. In that embrace, I saw all my daughter's pain and trauma begin to melt away. She had found the greatest source of her strength. Back in Annecy, Our little house was once again filled with the laughter of a child. Amélie transformed. The fearful, haunted look was gone, replaced by the quiet strength of a survivor. She enrolled in an online digital marketing course, determined to rebuild her life piece by piece. Watching her study late into the night, my heart swelled with a mixture of love and pride. She was rising from the ashes. A month after the divorce was finalized, I invited Adrian, Chloe, and Nicholas to Annecy. It wasn't a thank you dinner, I told them, but a family meal. We ate in the garden under the bougainvillea, sharing stories and memories. Looking at these 3 successful, principled adults, who were once the children in my classroom, I felt an indescribable sense of pride. Adrian raised his glass of herbal tea. "To new beginnings," he said. "Madame, we are all in awe of you. Your strength and determination inspired us all." I smiled and shook my head. "No, my dears. I am the one who must thank you. Without you, what could an old woman like me have done? This journey has taught me many things. It has taught me that a mother's love knows no retirement. When her child is in danger, every mother becomes a warrior." I paused, taking a sip of tea. "And it taught me that the greatest asset a teacher has is not her pension, but the love and loyalty of her students. You are my most precious treasure. I did nothing extraordinary. I only did what any mother must do: fight to reclaim the clear blue sky for her daughter. And it was you, all of you, who helped me chase away the storm clouds." A gentle breeze rustled through the garden. The sound of Leo's happy laughter drifted from the lawn. It was a true and profound peace, a peace earned through love, integrity, and the unbreakable bonds of loyalty. I knew that my daughter's life, and mine, was starting a new chapter, one filled only with beautiful things.